guys, welcome to the Everett Silver Show. We have exciting guests as we do every week, and so I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm always bringing it to you, so thanks so much for staying in tune with us. Stay connected. You're watching the Everett Silver Show.
Bonjour. I can't believe it.
From the names you know to the ones you should, Turner Classic Movies invites you on an epic journey through cinema. Women Make Film.
We've been waiting for you.
14 weeks.
Oh, boy.
120 years of filmmaking.
You won't forget, will you?
Over 100 directors from around the globe.
Go ahead and stare. I'm not ashamed.
Plus, the U.S. television premiere of the 14-part docuseries Women Make Film, a new road movie through cinema.
Be delighted at the medium of film and at the women on whose shoulders we stand.
Celebrate this groundbreaking collection and documentary only on TCM. Women Make Film. Hosted by Alicia Malone and Jacqueline Stewart. Beginning Tuesday, September 1st at 8 Eastern. Learn more at tcm.com/womenmakefilm.
Alicia and Mark, how you guys doing?
Hi, Everett.
Hi, Everett.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Well, folks, I have my special guest on the phone. Turner Classic Movies honor female filmmakers with Women Make Film. I have the wonderful privilege of having TCM's host Alicia Malone is here with us. Also, and Women Make Film director Mark Cousins is with us, guys. And I tell you, just a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you much.
Now, I guess since we're dealing with women's filmmaking, I'll start with you, Alicia. You've been covering these as a reporter, and you doing some stuff. Talk about the excitement behind what Turner Classic Movies is doing.
Yeah, this is really thrilling, and it's interesting because I'm someone who has been supporting female directors for a long time. So I've gotten the question of like, oh, did you come up with this? No, not at all. I have nothing to do with the creation of the series, and we're very lucky that Mark Cousins directed this incredible 14-hour documentary, and TCM wanted to premiere it on US TV. And so what the programming team at TCM did, which is thrilling, is not only take the documentary and play 1 hour every Tuesday night over 14 weeks, but also program around it 100 different films, 100 different female filmmakers from 44 different countries and 12 decades of cinema. And so what you get is this really rich tapestry and celebration of all the films, or many of the films that women have been making from the very beginning of cinema. And then it makes you want to discover more because there's even more out there and more to watch.
And then, Mark, you have been, I mean, you know, you're the director. You've got to talk about what it means to you. Now, I guess it's 26 year in leading TCM has been leading with these classic films. Talk about it from your perspective as a director.
When I saw the list of films that Turner Classic Movies was going to show, I'll be honest, I cried. I cried because, you know, it's really hard to get stuff out in the world, and to see what Alicia's team around her and Alicia have done. This is one of the biggest series ever done in the history of cinema about women directors, and this is overwhelmingly moving because it's an opportunity for all those directors, those female directors who were undervalued or discriminated against or written out of movie history, to be written back into movie history. This is a once in a lifetime chance, frankly. So I am thrilled by what TCM is doing.
Now, Alicia, that brings me back to something that Mark said. You have been, supporting, as you say, women's films for a while. You actually talk about the lack of women back in 2015, I believe it was. Talk about the importance, though, of how we need to save the heritage of what women are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did a TED talk back in 2015 talking about the lack of opportunities for female directors. And a lot of that goes back to just the idea of what a director can do and what a director looks like. There's an inherent bias that directors are men, and they've done studies around this, that when people talk about the idea of directing, they approach it in what we consider masculine terms of a general of an army, like a tough leader, and they don't think about women. And so it's really important to get to watch all these films and start to open up our minds and think about how we've left out these women, as Mark said, from from film history. You could also start to think about who has been the traditional tellers and keepers of film history, who have been the creators of these film canons, these lists that we all look at of 100 greatest films of all time, and how all of these great films have been overlooked. And then to get to look at these films in terms of film technique, that's what's exciting as well. So Mark's documentary, 14 hours, is split up into 40 different chapters, all based around different filmmaking techniques like framing and tracking. And so it's very rare that we get to look at female films made by women and think, okay, so what were the film techniques? What was the director telling us by this shot? Usually that kind of serious analysis we reserve for male films, and women only talk about what it's like to be a woman in the industry.
So eloquently said. Now, Marka, you know, I'm always fascinated behind the people behind the scenes, and oftentimes you don't, as Alicia alluded to, you don't really see and talk about, but talk about from your perspective, because you're a filmmaker. I remember the Eyes of Orson Welles. You know, the story of film, The Odyssey. You have a lot of heritage, but talk about how you're making history now, and from behind the scenes, what does that look like into filming?
I'm sitting in my apartment here in Edinburgh, Scotland, talking to you, and I've never really been inside the film industry. I've never been an insider. Like, I never lived in Hollywood or in London or Paris or all the big centers, you know. And when you're slightly outside and you work in very basic means and limited resources, sometimes you have a perspective that the insiders don't have, you know, and I think that's important as well, isn't it? You know, sometimes you can see what they can't see. And so I passionately, just on my own time, fell in love with a lot of these filmmakers and didn't want to make the mistakes that white men like me have made of telling the story of the male directors. Film history has been written by white men, but also, I have to say, English language speakers and Americans. And Americans often tell American stories, and English language speakers often tell English language stories, you know, and you need to get out of that. And that's what I've been trying to do in my work.
Well, I got to say, guys, it was a pleasure having you on the show. And make sure, guys, that Women Make Film airs Tuesday nights from September the 1st through December the 1st, only on Turner Classic Movies. And again, I want to thank Turner Classic Movies host Alicia Malone, also Women Make Film director Mark Cousins. Guys, it has been a pleasure, and thanks so much for doing the show.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Everett.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Everett Silver Show. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial, because we got more exciting guests right here on the Everett Silver Show. Be back in a moment.
Hey, Everett, how are you?
Teddy, how's it going, man?
It's going great. I'm blessed, brother. How are you?
I know that's right. Thanks for doing the show. Well, folks, my guest is with us, and I tell you, you know, all of us have been anxiously awaiting this, man. Just how can we get to the gym and get excited, man, to get back to our, you know, our workout regimen. I have my main man who's certified fitness trainer, Teddy Savage, is here. And I tell you, a huge part of our, I guess, maintaining our physical and mental, he's going to help us out. So, Teddy, can you tell us a bit about yourself, buddy?
Absolutely. So, Everett, thanks for having me. I'm a certified Planet Fitness trainer, have been with the company for about 10 years, love every bit of it, and I manage the fitness programming at a couple of clubs around the country.
Talk about, Teddy, what can, I guess, you tell us what's been happening health-wise, I guess, over the course of the year so far?
Absolutely. So, Everett, just to remind everyone out there, even before the pandemic hit, we were in the midst of a national health crisis where 70% of adults were either considered to be overweight or obese. And that actually leads to a lot of chronic illnesses like heart disease, hypertension, or diabetes. But the good news is this, Everett, the solution to the problem lives within us. So it's free and you don't have to go searching for it. As a matter of fact, the CDC recommends us all to get 150 minutes of moderate activity on a week's basis or 75 minutes of rigorous activity in that same time span. So exercise and functional movement, Everett, is the key to unlocking the riddle of COVID-19.
Now, Teddy, you're Planet Fitness certified trainer. What kinds of efforts is Planet Fitness doing, I guess, to put in place for everyone returning to the gym?
Yeah, for sure. So we know now that exercise is the thing to do. Planet Fitness is the place to do it. We've always prided ourselves on our cleanliness and friendliness, but right now we've ratcheted up the efforts even more. So first things first, I want you all to download the free Planet Fitness app because that's where it starts. We created our social fitnessing guidelines, and a part of that app is the crowd meter. You can go there and see just how many people are working out in real time in the gym closest to you, which is great. And then once you decide that the time is right, come into the gym and you can check in without using any touch at all. You can use your phone to scan your key tag and get right to it. Now, we're asking our members to mask up and be clean-considerate, but that doesn't have to stop you from having a great workout experience. We just want you to wear it as you navigate throughout the gym. Requirements vary per location, so make sure you ask your local managers at the club should you have any questions. And then we really want our members to help us out by being clean-considerate, Everett, and that just means wipe down your equipment before and after each use with any of our cleaning stations. They got paper towels, disinfecting spray, and hand sanitizer.
Man, that's awesome there, Teddy. Now, for those simply now starting their own fitness journey, especially during these times, do you have any recommendation or recommended exercises or workout methods people can benefit from?
Oh, 100%, Everett. So first things first, I don't want anybody to fall into the pit of trying to do too much too soon. I want you to go at your own pace and work yourself back into where you feel comfortable with your routine. And then before you get into exercise, and this is extremely important, start with a dynamic stretching routine. Dynamic stretch is when you're actually moving your body through the stretch. That increases blood flow to your muscles and offsets injury by lubricating your joints. Once you get into your exercise, start from the top of your head and work all the way down to the ground. So do a couple of arm exercises, some chest exercises, work on your core. You can do crunches while standing up, called standing crunches, and do some lower body because that's your foundation. Now, Everett, most important, at the end of a workout, you want to do a static stretch, and that's where you're more stationary, you're breathing through the stretch, and that helps to reduce soreness and recovery time.
Now, Teddy, is there anything Planet Fitness has been doing for those who haven't yet returned to the gym, and they're still a little bit hesitant?
Absolutely. And it's okay to be a little hesitant right now. We understand. And so back in mid-March, we launched what we call the United We Move campaign. And it's great because Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we take everyone through exercises that only take 20 minutes. So it's not a long investment of time. And guess what? You don't need any equipment whatsoever either. We're doing this to keep your body moving, to keep you grooving, to strengthen your immune system, and to offset depression and stress. This is great, and I have my own day, Everett. It's called Teddy Tuesday. So every Tuesday, it's me that's leading the routine, and I'm going to keep it saucy, right? And to me, that just means making sure that fun and fitness go hand in hand.
I love it, Teddy. And then any final words of inspiration you'd like to share, buddy?
Absolutely. The one thing that I want to remind everyone is this. Understand that fitness is just like planting a fruit tree. It's not going to grow overnight. But if you cultivate the soil, if you water that seed every single day, eventually it'll yield a strong tree that yields fruit. And I want everybody to know that. Take your time. Do something daily. Get your body moving. And eventually, you will reach your fitness goals and you'll feel so good about it. It's not just about the destination. It's really about improving along the journey. And don't forget, if you want more information, Everett, you can always go to www.planetfitness.com or download that free Planet Fitness app. And now until September the 16th, it's $0 down, $10 a month, and no commitment.
I love it, man. Planet Fitness certified fitness trainer, my man, Teddy Savage. I tell you, planetfitnessbaby.com, where you want to go. Teddy, it was a pleasure working with you, man.
Pleasure was all mine, Everett. Have a great, healthy day.
You too, buddy. Later, bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Be back in a moment.
Well, folks, my guest is with us, and millions of women are still having to make compromising when it comes to birth control. In fact, according to the data that we have from CDC, 21 million women are at risk for pregnancy who are not using hormonal contraception. But the new option may give women a different choice without having to take pill, every day or implant a device. And so here to talk about the new hormone-free option is board-certified OBGYN Dr. Chavis Chambers. Again, Dr. Chambers, talk about what are some of the biggest concerns women have when it comes to birth control.
Hi, Everett. So some of the largest concerns are going to be related to hormones. A lot of the kind of contraceptive choices and options that we have are hormonal in nature and really require women to either take a daily pill or have a device implanted. Now, you mentioned that number, 21 million women who are at risk for pregnancy that are not using hormonal contraception. And that can be for a number of reasons, but often it's because they want other options.
Now, Dr. Chambers, how has birth control landscape, I guess, evolved over the years?
So, over the last few decades, the changes that have been made have really been new ways of delivering the same old hormones. And those hormones prevent ovulation, that's what we're used to. But again, that's not satisfying all women. As an OBGYN, I always say the best birth control is the one that women want to use.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. And then, Dr. Chambers, what is the newest development in contraception?
So the newest development in contraception is really Phexxi. It's a new FDA-approved, hormone-free contraceptive gel. It's on demand and it is easy to use. And I'm excited to be here on behalf of Everett Biosciences to really tell you all about it. What's important to know is that Phexxi allows freedom. It allows women to have the freedom to avoid hormones, to avoid the side effects of hormones, and to really take prevention of pregnancy into their own hands. But it's not for everyone. It's not for women who may have a history of UTIs or allergies to the medication.
Now, Dr. Chambers, for people that have been distancing from the doctor's office, what should they know?
I want them to know that they should still be talking with their doctor when it comes to matters of contraception and if they're thinking about changing their method. But also, they should utilize telehealth platforms. This medication actually has its own telehealth platform where you can speak to a provider, you can get that prescription, and arrange for delivery right to your home.
I'm telling you, so much wonderful information. Any last minute things, Dr. Chambers, you want to say? And then, of course, we need to know whether we can get this information.
Yes, in closing, I just want to say that this is a huge development. I'm super excited about what this is going to do for women, for women's health, and for just prevention of pregnancy. Additionally, it's important to talk to your doctor about this and to really visit Phexxi.com, which is PHEXXI.com, if you have any further desire to find out more.
So much wonderful information. Again, my guest, Dr. Board-certified OBGYN Dr. Chavis Chambers. Thank you so much, Dr. Chambers.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Dr. Rapport.
Hey, Everett.
Thanks for doing the show today. Well, folks, my guest is with us. It's not too late to improve, I guess, your muscle tone, strength, and get in shape. And board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. David Rapport is going to give us some of the scoop on how we do that. Again, good morning to you, Dr. Rapport. And so, I guess, how do you give people the body they've always wanted, sir?
Everett, I am very often asked that question. And in fact, a survey was conducted worldwide in 2018 and found that only 32% of consumers were satisfied with their body shape as it is. And 53% of them would consider a non-invasive body contouring treatment. For people who are interested in a non-invasive option to improve muscle strength and tone in their abdomen, buttocks, and thighs, what I recommend strongly is Cool Tone by Cool Sculpting. It's an Allergan company. I've been working with them for quite a few years now. Cool Tone is a treatment that my patients are very excited about as it gives them an FDA-cleared, non-invasive body contouring option that can strengthen and tone their abdomen and glutes, as well as their thighs. And it's great for improving the muscle tone and firmness of the buttocks as well.
Wow, you got to tell us, Dr. Rapport, how does that work?
So that's another good question I'm always asked. Cool Tone uses magnetic muscle stimulation, which is also called MMS, to selectively deliver electromagnetic impulses to the muscles. And that's how it strengthens and tones them. Now, as I mentioned to you, you need to check with your doctor, of course, to make sure the treatment is right for you. Not everyone's a candidate. And when a patient comes into my office interested in Cool Tone, we always give them a full assessment and discuss their body contouring goals and medical history to make sure that Cool Tone is right for them, because it isn't for everyone. For example, you shouldn't have Cool Tone treatment in areas that have metal or electronic implants or devices such as cardiac pacemakers, implanted hearing aids, etc. Your doctor needs to go over all this stuff with you to make sure you're a good candidate.
Wow. Now, Dr. Rapaport, how does it, I guess, how long does it take, and then how many treatments are there, any other side effects as well?
Yeah, so the treatments are 30 minutes each, and depending on your goals, that determines how many treatments you get, but generally what we recommend is 2 treatments a week for the first 2 weeks, and in my practice after that, I typically recommend maintenance treatment every 2 weeks. In terms of side effects, you know, all medical treatments can have some side effects, and with regard to Cool Tone, these can include muscle, joint or tendon pain, muscle spasm, and skin redness.
Wow, there's so much wonderful information, Dr. Rappaport. Where do we go?
So to learn more, what you should do is go online and visit coolsculpting.com/cooltone, and that's where you can learn more about the treatment as well as finding a licensed provider near you.
And guys, I want to make sure you hear that as well. coolsculpting.com/cooltone is where you want to go. Board certified plastic surgeon, Dr. David Rapport. It's been a pleasure, sir.
Thank you, Everett. Have a great day.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, you guys. Kendra here. Welcome to another edition of Beauty and Inspirations right here on the Everett Silver Show, where it is our goal to inspire you from the inside out. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get started. I'm going to show you some spring and summer fragrances I think will be great additions to your collection. First up, we're going to the House of Mugler. This is Angel Au Corsaire 2019 edition. This is tropical goodness. You have mango, you have grapefruit, you have praline, and you have patchouli. You guys, this is just so great. If you want to feel like you're on a tropical island, check out Angel Au Corsaire 2019 edition. I also have a sample of Au Corsaire 2020 edition. This is fig nectar and magnolia, as well as patchouli and praline. Again, you're going to feel like you're on a tropical island with these fragrances. So check out the House of Mugler, Angel Au Corsaire 2019 and 2020 edition. Next up, I have a fragrance for those of you who like wood notes. This is Swiss Arabian's Anara Oud. This is great. This is notes of peach and raspberry, oud, vanilla. This is so wonderful. This reminds me of a nice vanilla sundae with fruit on top. So check out Swiss Arabian's Anara Oud. So the next 2 fragrances I'm going to show you come from the House of Dolce & Gabbana. First up, I have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. This is for you ladies out here who like crisp, fresh fragrances. If you like apple and lemon, this is right up your alley. This is apple, this is lemon, this is wood notes. This is real, real good. Very refreshing. For you gentlemen, I haven't forgotten about you. I have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Pour Homme. Again, you've got lemon, apple, and wood notes. I think this will make for great, refreshing fragrance to add to your collection, gentlemen. So check out Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Pour Homme, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. And the last fragrance that I'm going to show you is a rose-scented fragrance. You know, for the springtime, I definitely think about roses and all kinds of blossoms of flowers. I have for you Parfums de Marly de Lena. De Lena is a delicate yet complex fragrance. You've got lots of notes: Turkish rose, vanilla, bergamot, rhubarb. This is so good, you guys. You can wear this to many occasions, many events. Let's say for weddings, this is perfect for weddings and brunches, teas. Very delicate but complex scent. If you're looking for a signature rose scent, why not check out Parfums de Marly de Lena. This is it, you guys. My spring and summer fragrance is coming to you. And until the next time, you keep it beautiful and I'll keep inspiring. God bless.
Seems like forever is coming. I can't believe it's happening to me. Wanting to sing, get the song.